All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Sincerely George, and I am here for your XRP Community update. Oh my goodness, so many amazing things going on today, but I want to get started on a personal note. I have lipstick too, David. I have lipstick. So I'm really going through it right now, you guys, and the only way that I actually know how to deal with it when I'm going through it, and I'm always so off because I feel like I'm looking over there and I am looking over there. Goodness gracious, let me turn this. Apologies for fixing this, but I would rather look at you than around you. So good morning, everybody. My name is Sincerely George, and welcome to the XRP Community Update. So this is just all over my mind. So I need to bring it up because it's scaring the bejeebers out of me and it's paralyzing me. And I don't know if that happens to you guys. We always talk about fear, uncertainty, and doubt in regards to how it impacts XRP and what's going on in the digital asset space. But, fear, uncertainty, and doubt can come, blasting into your own psyche when you are out there facing goals and dreams and trying to make them a reality. I know this must be a challenge for any parent who is watching their kids trying to get on a sports team, or, they're trying to plan an amazing birthday party for them. And it's like, oh my goodness, is it all going to work out? And you get this knot in the pit of your stomach. And, that I've become overwhelmed by this feeling as it relates to the XRP Community Choice Awards. And I need to get it out there because, the fear, the overwhelming feelings control you when you don't express them. So I'm going to do a dog shake. I don't think it's going to work. I've tried it multiple times this morning, but I'm really worried about the XRP Community Choice Awards. And it's because we have so many great people lined up. The award show is going to be awesome and amazing. And I am worried about the amount of attendance. And it sounds like such a weird thing. I know, even as I say it out loud, it's weird. We've raised over 20,000 XRP for the event, but we had some massive donations come in. We had some community members who really put some XRP on the line for this event. And so when I go out and I look at the number of tickets that we've sold for the event, I'm like, will they all show up? Are a lot of people going to show up for the party? And this actually ties back to a situation when I was a kid, where me and another girl had a party on the same day. And even as I'm sitting here talking about this, I'm realizing that this is the source of my discontent, is my worry that, one of my friends is going to go to the other party because it's closer to her side of town than my party. And you guys have helped me realize where my fear is coming from. So I'm happy I talked about it here because I've been going through this for the last couple of days. And it's just been mounting, and it actually took me out yesterday. And we know that situations like that can take out or cause major discontent in our own community when a story comes out that is completely untrue, but sounds like it was spoken by somebody who is really important or has a lot of pull. And yeah, so it took me out, and I'm actually feeling better. So thank you for listening. But the event is going to be awesome. I already know that. It's just the fear associated with it that can be overwhelming. So let's move on to what's going on in the world. So this tweet is actually a little bit of an old tweet. It was actually released on October 1st of this month. The interesting thing is, and I'm going to quote here, customers of PMC Bank prepare for the dark Diwali as their Lakshmi is locked away by those in power. Their cries for help fall on deaf ears as BJP Sana governments at states and centers seem to believe that Sabhacha High is in. And so the thing is that this bank has actually closed. I'm not going to focus too much time on it, but this just goes to support the reason why we're for digital currency. The fact that it gives us power over our own money, and it can't be taken away or held against our own will, unless we leave it in custodial agreements and they disappear in the night, like Qualca in Canada. But yeah, depositories in PMC Bank are sitting in dormant as since the election is over. This bank is closed. Everybody who had money in this bank, it's gone. So if you want to research this at all, it's PMC Bank, and the situation is going on It's a bank that disappeared in the middle of the night. So I thought I'd bring that up because it just speaks to, the world that we're trying to change and the challenges that continue to exist. We may not be experiencing them here in the United States or in Canada or in Europe, but they do exist. And there's a very high level of, and I'm going to try this word, fragility, right? The banking system seems to be going through a higher level of being fragile because of some of the different monetary policies that are happening around the globe, a slowing down in the economy. It's not my area of expertise. I just read the news and go, oh no, that's really, really scary. But we're seeing it, and I think in some regions of the world, emerging markets, they're starting to be hit now, but we don't hear about it on the mainstream media. And because it's not one of the primary focuses that we're focused on as a community, we aren't hearing it. So I wanted to bring this to your attention. So, so is this now October? So PMC Bank customers can now withdraw up to ₹1 lakh in case of medical emergencies. Oh, good. How wonderful. All right, moving on. So, as the image for this live stream pointed to, it's all about FinTech Week, and it seems that Ripple was everywhere. This tweet came out yesterday, inspiring panel last week with head of global institutional markets, Brie Medijan, Director of Strategic Growth, Vanessa Dice, and Sales Director Fiona Murray discussing career building, leadership skills, and navigating the blockchain space and more. Women in blockchain. So these are the type of tweets that I really like. Women in tech still needs a lot of support. So it's good to see Ripple putting energy towards this. At my own company, there's a big emphasis on engaging more women in the technology space because we need balance, they say. So I don't know if you guys heard about this, but they have created bots of some of our favorite people at Ripple. So there's actually a Joel Katz Slack bot, and I believe they actually created a bot for Brad Garlinghouse as well. So on the new Ripple engineering blog, they are getting geeky with some code talking about how they created their Slack bot and that it's alive, and then go through some of the testing that happened with that. So I think that's really cool, and I wanted to bring it to your attention. I don't know if you guys saw this. This might have just fallen through the cracks, but a little bit of geeky fun. I thought this one was the best one down here. Brad Garlinghouse, he's sending a message to his own bot. Am I talking to myself? Big hugs. So, in the write-up that they wrote up about the Joel Katz bug, they said that they tried to really get the bot to sound like answers that Joel Katz would say. And I never imagined the idea of Brad Garlinghouse walking around the Ripple office saying, big hugs. So it sort of threw me off. Thought it was really funny. Moving on, let's see what else is going on. So I brought this video up because quiet them down for a second. I brought this video up because the fact of the matter is that these guys don't sound like they really know what they're talking about. They sound like two talking heads that are, trying to say something, but don't really know how to say what they're trying to say or what they're actually talking about. Actually, in the interest of time, I've heard that I just blast people's ears out when I share this. I'm just going to share it, but they're talking about Bitcoin being digital gold, and they stutter. It reminds me of myself, because whenever I'm talking about something that I've done a little bit of looking into, but don't have extensive information on, it takes me longer to put my sentences together, right? Because I'm talking about something that is important, but I don't know how to say it. So let's just play it for a second. I think I got this fixed. Did I?
Actor here. It's the Satoshi Nakamoto or whoever that may be wrote the Bitcoin white paper and outlined the nature of this. It is the original actor here. It is truly the gold standard, if you will, of cryptocurrencies.
Yeah,
right?
It's digital gold. Yeah, that's there.
So I just don't understand why they're talking about Bitcoin when on the Hill, all that could be talked about yesterday was Libra and what was going on at DC FinTech Week. So in this clip here, and this is another great clip, they actually mention XRP. He mentions, is Libra, are you guys, you guys aren't a real digital currency like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Bitcoin, Ethereum, or XRP. So, tell us. And I listened to a great part of this congressional hearing, and I don't know who was speaking because I sort of missed it while it was going by. But one of the congressmen said, I'm in technology. I used to be in that space. I worked in that space for 30 years. And I know that many of the people out here are going to put their names out, after this hearing, and they're going to take the soundbite of what they said and put it on Facebook. So how is that going to work? How do you fit? How do you see you fitting into regulatory clarity? Blah, blah, blah. And I thought this moment, this piece of the entire congressional hearing where they actually mentioned XRP as being a real digital asset was key. So I'm a little bit behind the times today. As you can sense, probably I am a little bit out of it, but I've been overwhelmed by fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So I know I will snap back, but because I am definitely not on my game today, let me go and see who's in the chat. And then we'll come over to this video over here. So the first person here this morning was the Crypto Camper, followed by Nate. I am live already, yes. And then Ferdy. Hey, Ferdy, I'm so happy you are here today. I hear I missed you yesterday and you thought that I did not appreciate you. I want you to know that I do appreciate you, and I'm very grateful that you are here again today. It's not a stream with any, wherewithal if you don't post something, a very long piece of information. So please share something big below. I look forward to reading it. Followed by David D. Good morning, David D. Always a pleasure to have you here. And I see you and the Crypto Camper are having an awesome discussion. Danny Torres, XRP Angel Connie. Now, these are people that were here before I even got here this morning. So it was a great blessing to see all of you guys here in the chat. In light of my oh my goodness, it's going to be really scary. Nixer89 has recently had a son, and such an adorable little boy as well. We've got XRP Carolina as well here this morning. Silhouette Park Farms, awesome to have you here, Adam. And Crypto Popo, fantastic to have you here. And Lionel, Libra is an ETF. Okay. So let's keep going on, you guys. So this video, there were so many great talking points yesterday from the DC FinTech week. There's points where Jay Powell talks about it. We'll get to it, I'm sure, because this is what I spent time looking into. This video clip, I think the most important piece out of this is that Crypto Toman stocks are on solid display. I don't know if you guys can tell right here, but these are Crypto Toman Ripple socks. And so, yes, he's wearing them proudly. And if you look at his outfit, he's in a dark blue suit. Those socks are lighter than that, but he's wearing his Ripple socks proudly. And, I say Ripple socks because they're the Ripple logo. They are not the XRP logo. So yeah, thank you, Brad, for doing us proud yesterday at DC FinTech Week. This was awesome. Let's keep moving on. So here, this is the moment where Ted Budd spoke about whether or not Libra was actually a digital asset like XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. And Brad took an opportunity to get away from everything that was going on at DC FinTech Week to actually write a post about it. So earlier today, Representative Ted Bundy emphasized the importance of distinguishing between Libra and actual digital assets like XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. And this is that tweet. Let me share that with you guys. There you go. In other great news, we've got Michelle Bond definitely stepping into her big girl shoes and laying it down. She actually met with Forbes, who wrote an extended article. Now, oftentimes you have opportunities to have long articles in Forbes, and it seems that more of the articles around business tend to be longer, but then the ones that focus in on something that's happened in the crypto space tend to be smaller. And this article here that was written is actually a discussion with Michelle Bond, where they ask her questions and try to get a read on what's going on. And the focus is solely on what's going on with the move to DC. As we talked about yesterday, she is going to be heading up the office in DC and taking the lead in that. She comes to this after, being very involved in regulation and clarity around digital assets, I believe in working for Bloomberg. And so she has connections with different people in the industry, and I think she will be able to use her Rolodex very, very well. So SPO, welcome. Good to have you here. So why is it important for cryptocurrency blockchain companies to work with regulators in DC? So we believe it's the responsibility of industry leaders. Yes, I believe Ripple, I believe she answered this correctly. I think Ripple is an industry leader to work together to help policymakers as they review the regulatory landscape and shape conditions that will enable the technology innovation to thrive. So what signal should it send to regulators and policymakers? There are thousands of digital currencies out there, and it would be a mistake to paint them all with the same brush. So we're hearing the typical talking line in regards to how Ripple wants to be perceived in regards to what's going on in the overarching digital asset space. And there was another important question that was asked to Jay Clayton. Let me see if I can find it here. I think I might have it over here. I do. Okay. So I'm going to pull this over here. There was an important question that was asked to Jay Clayton, and this is actually where I want to, let me go back the other way then. I'm sorry. I actually want to take the bulk of the time and talk about this. We'll listen to it in a second, and then I'd like to talk about it because I thought the answer was pretty interesting, and I think some of the response tweets that have been coming back in regards to it are also very interesting. And we know we won't have a decision on the lawsuit against Ripple probably until February, I believe, is when they go back into court. But I thought the answer that Jay Clayton provides in this was actually pretty interesting. But before we go there, I want to point out to you guys that we have a new bot in our community, the Liquidity Index bot. So the Liquidity Index bot posts the current snapshot of Bitso Liquidity Index. The index was invented by Tenshoshi, and the bot is maintained by Senate Apple Fun, and all of the code is out on GitHub. So the bot just talks about what's going on with liquidity and posts these tweets about all-time high and what's going on. So let me share this with you guys. It's Liquidity B, and I think this is just very, very valuable. So SPR, there you go, Crypto Camper. Beautiful day has begun. Grateful. We are so lucky. Yes. Good morning, Danny. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Tina Hall. It's good to have you here. Please vote and share my poll, Lionel says. So let's do that together. Will it allow me to? I don't think it will. Lionel, it won't let me. That really sucks. Oh, there we go. So what's Lionel's poll? XRP, Bitcoin, XRP Community. Now that it has been confirmed that the U.S. government is and has been shorting, I don't even know how that is possible that we know that they've been shorting Bitcoin. Will you continue to hold and buy Bitcoin? So what do you guys think is the answer here? This sounds like a trick question. So I want Lionel to be happy today, so I'm going to say no, I'm not going to. And look at that. I'm like 78% of other people who obviously love Lionel and say no. I'm not sure if this poll is hitting all the right people, even though you've tagged it with all of those people, Lionel. But let's see if we can get this, if we can get you some more votes on this, because there's only 21 hours left. All right. So we talked about, and I hope I shared Liquidity B. I did. So in this tweet here, let's watch it.
Hi, Tim Griffin, avid XRP investor, and you know that Brad's up next, so I'm going to ask this question for him. I think it's a softball. I think it's an easy question, but we'll see. You might slap me later. Will the SEC rule on XRP, and when, if they will?
Wow. So both.
You got softballs.
So look. We don't comment on specific enforcement matters or whether matters are under review or dialogue. It would be inappropriate to do so. What I will say is on enforcement matters generally, There are a number of factors that go into the assessment of any remedial action. One of the matters that you think about is how much of the conduct occurred inside or outside of the United States, investor loss, those types of things. But I can't comment specifically on any action. And in terms of any particular product, I'm just not in a position to comment. But I appreciate.
So we'll stop it there. He goes on and continues to not say anything specific about XRP. So this is the second regulator that we've seen from the SEC over the past 7 business days, who has been asked a question about XRP, and then in their response, they actually don't say the words XRP, Ripple. When they come back, they don't say anything. So what do you guys think about the answer? I went a little bit back in the comments because I'm going to give you guys a second to respond. I'm going to read some of our older comments, starting with this one by Crypto Popo. I'm so grateful for you, by the way, Crypto Popo. I woke up early this morning, so at least I could come here now and watch live. Fantastic to have you here. I would like to post Ferdy's article if you haven't seen it, highlighting content creators part 1. Oh, yeah, let's bring that up. We'll take a look at that. Who is teaching me on YouTube part 1? Wow. This looks like, and these are all great people as well. So let's follow Ferdy and it's up. So upvoting, if you guys don't know, is this thing right here. Upvoting the tweets, and Coil content creators get highlighted, catch the attention of Coil if they've been upvoted and if you follow them. So definitely follow them. Wow, this is a great article. You really go into details about the different creators. This is awesome. And how many followers the different creators have. Wow, congratulations. I love it, Ferdy. This is fantastic. All right. Yes, I will have to read this. So I have to save this. I can't let it go away. So Adam, you have you have me fondling my guitar these days. I thank you for that. What else? Good morning, XRP Caroline, if I didn't say that. Good morning, SPO, if I didn't say hello to you. Is in the second one. I alphabetized it, David. Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much for including me, Ferdy. I appreciate it. Yeah, and Danny, I agree with you. I would love to see the crypto camper playing the guitar. I think that would be fantastic. So Silhouette Park Farm says, Mr. Garlinghouse is such a huge supporter of the social media side of XRP. I have zero doubt. He really is, and I didn't really get to a point of showcasing that, but over in one of the earlier tweets, and I think I was trying to beat down some FUD over here. So let's go back to that for a quick second. Not that one. That was interesting in and of itself. So not that one. Shoot. I had one here because yesterday he was asked a question about, maybe it's right here. So this right here, congratulations on Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse on 400 new customers. And this was asked by XRP Bank. And the fact of the matter is, Brad actually came back with a response to this. I'm reluctant to comment on unsubstantiated rumors, sets of precedents that we have been hard to live up to. But in this case, I missed the opportunity to correct the question on stage, so I'll do it here. We have not announced 400 customers. I did say that we have about 400 employees. So thank you very much for your comment, Silhouette Park Farms, Adam, because you helped me focus in on this. So if you guys, have been running around wondering, do they now have 400 customers? Brad actually came back in this specific tweet. Let's get it on this one, and said no. So the answer of over 200 still stands out there. And what else do we have? Yes, Ripple Labs and Brad is particularly well polished in speaking points that have they have rarely deviated. The speaking points are so on point, right? Don't paint us with a broad brush. That's in the Forbes article from Michelle Bond. The talking points about XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum that came out from Brad, totally on point. And it sounds as though Adam and the Crypto Camper are ready to go. Your boat. What do you mean? I just spent the afternoon working on my boat. Where do you have water, by the way? I don't understand that. I thought you were in Australia and there was a shortage of water. So I'm interested in seeing the boat. Definitely share pictures of the boat if you can. Payroll Crypto, thank you so much for jumping in. So be careful when you ask Bubba for anything. He likes to go overboard, I hear. Yeah, he signed up 400 clients. He didn't deny it. What do you mean he signed up 400 clients and he didn't deny it, Lionel? He did deny it right now. He says that they haven't announced 400 clients. So in regards to NDAs and other stipulations that they may have with clients, if they have over the 200 that are publicly allowed to announce, they are not talking about them. So he's denied that he said 400 customers. So no, they secretly have about 1,000 but can't say it yet. I hope so. And I do believe that they have more customers in the pipeline. I was talking to one of my coworkers yesterday about the speed at which software is actually rolled out. And it takes a long time for big software solutions, especially for high risk industries. And so that being said, if a bank is about to implement something that and changing their payment flows, implementing a new way for people to send value, that's probably deemed as being pretty high risk. I could see them taking their time in rolling it out. So it wouldn't surprise me if they have over 1,000 different customers who are, on board and starting to use their solution. But as we know, just because they are on board and part of RippleNet doesn't mean that at this point they're actually using XRP in their flows. And that's where I think the new liquidity bot is actually helpful, because we can look at a bot that is consistently providing us with information about the increase in volume. So Lionel says shortage of water in Australia. Okay, so they're surrounded by water, but I don't know if you've gone and checked out Silhouette Park Farms, YouTube channel, but we can do that now, Lionel, since you want to sit there and then this is where you find out Park Farms that I don't know how to spell very well, right? Let's just take a look where they are. They're in the middle of they're on a farm, right? So there's no water nearby that I'm seeing. That's why I'm talking about the shortage of water, because they're talking, in watching some of Adam's videos, he talks about the fact that they're still waiting for rain. They were celebrating the incoming of one rain. Ooh, look at that. A fishing season video right here. So it looks like we do have an opportunity for some water. And so let's just open this up. We won't start playing it right now, but we will share it. There is water. There is Adam by the water, which is awesome. So you guys should definitely go check that out. This is our Adam. Isn't? And this is our Neddy. So yeah, both two beautiful people that I love in our community. All right. I'm a wishing boat. I wish it had I wished it had water. Yes. Good morning, XRP Caroline. I've said hello to you, I think 3 times now, so I will stop. ChrisMe121, hello. Unfortunately, we won't see more rails. I don't understand why you say we won't see more rails, but please explain. David D says, so believe what you think, not what he says. They probably have more than 400, but last announcement was 200. People dissect every word, even if it was possibly he didn't hear exactly what she said. Yes, and I think that points back to, excuse me, what somebody was saying a couple minutes ago. Their talking points are completely on par. They are consistent with what they say, and they sound like a broken record as they come out and say it. They have it's my opinion that they probably have so many different NDAs, which disable them from being able to say anything that deviates from the predefined talking track. So, in hearing, that woman asked like 3 or 4 questions all at the same time. One of them being like, as you bring on new customers, what does that mean for volume? And he really went into talking, how do we know if the volume's there? That is the bulk of the question that he spent time answering, versus how many customers do you have? Because I think in regards to, what banks are online and what information they can share, Brad says in that video, banks don't want us sharing your volume information. Like they consider that proprietary information, and that's not somewhere we're going to go. But MoneyGram is, telling us to speed up and open up more corridors. So he focuses in on the parts that stick to what they generally cover as core talking points. And, he missed the 400 customers. So exchanges need to be regulated before rails are opened. So what I'm hearing you say, Lionel, is that it's going to be quite an extended period of time before we actually have additional rails open for XRP. Now, I heard an interesting proposition yesterday put out by somebody, and I forget who put it out, but why not enable all of the exchanges as liquidity providers and then quickly ramp this up? And I think you're right. I think it comes down to the fact that they aren't regulated, but not my area of expertise today. Okay, so we've had 26 months of rain, 26 milliliters of rain this month, just over 1 inch. That's our highest monthly rainfall in over 6 months, and our third highest in 18 months. Yes, as Adam is pointing out, they are in a serious drought. And as we showed over here, they have, if we go back over here, they're on a farm, right? And they create the greatest videos. One of my favorite videos, I gotta point out, is this one where they're teaching their kids how to control fire. It is adorable. And you get to see Adam and his very solid teaching skills. Because one of his sons is like, yeah, I'm gonna put out the fire that way, and the fire's that way. And Adam walks over and helps him move the hose to where it needs to be. I wish I could find it, but it's one of my favorite videos because it's just like, oh, what a good dad. So yes, definitely right here, Fire Safety Day. This is one of my favorite videos. Look at those, aren't they adorable? Oh my goodness, they're totally adorbs. Running through our fire plan. Woo! And then let me see if I can find this. Right? So they get to, and when this was when they were doing this video, I was like, oh my goodness, water, they have issues with just accessibility to water. And they put out the fire here, and of course the adults could have done it so quickly, but instead the focus of Adam and Neddy is that they focus in on making sure that the boys have the skills that they need to survive if anything happens. And so there they go put out the fire. I know we're not talking about XRP right now, but this is super adorable. And yeah, this is how you put out the fire. So definitely watch this video because yeah. All right. Andrew Nations 13, welcome. Popo, I'm Lord Lionel. Yes, you are Lord Lionel. And I don't know if everybody knows why you are Lord Lionel, but anyways, SG melts like sugar in the rain. I wish I did melt like sugar in the rain. Instead I go and find puddles and I jump in. That's what I prefer to do. So anyways, guys, I am going to wrap this up. I'm closer to time. I'm still over. Like, how do I always go over? Yeah, today is just one of those days for me, and I'm very grateful that all of you chose to show up this morning. If you haven't bought a ticket for the XRP Community Choice Awards, buy a ticket. Go buy a ticket. I want to see how a lot of people there. We have a great lineup of people who will be presenting awards, and if for no other reason, I want everybody there to support our developers, of course. But, I want all the people that have chosen to get involved and are helping out with the show to really get the accolades that they deserve for just stepping up on behalf of our developers. And before I go, actually, I'm over here on the XRP Zoo site because I really wanted to focus in on, they have, and I'm not sure if this has changed, so we will keep the chat going until I get an answer to this, but I thought on October 26th they were having a birthday party, and but I'm not seeing anything on their page in regards to that. So October 26th, which I believe is Saturday, the XRP Zoo, from what I understand, was going to have a birthday party bash. And I'm not sure. I did not, no, view deleted message. No, okay, Lionel, do not delete tweets like that. Crypto Popo, yes, you are. XRP is in a dumpster fire right now. Just because somebody says something that doesn't align with what we believe, we don't get rid of it. It's things that are mean, hurtful, and definitely trolling. Lionel, you are a protective father. Yes, those are the things that you are demonstrating right now. So I'm not sure if the XRP Zoo is going to have this party, but one thing, on Tuesday, October 29th, they will be actually interviewing John McAfee. So great things going on in our community. And I'm looking forward to understanding what's up with their birthday party, because I was going out there to say everybody should come to the birthday party, but yes. So Chris Mead 121 Zoo baby, sincerely George, keep an eye out for the Zoo's community gathering video coming soon. Yeah, I just don't know when it is. I'm wondering when they will be actually hosting that. I thought it was the 26th, and I actually had it written down here to make sure I talked about it today so that people were aware in case they didn't show up on Friday. But yes. So on that note, guys, I am out of here. I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who showed up today. I also want to say a big thank you to everybody who is participating in the XRP Community Choice Awards and everybody who has bought a ticket. I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to our upcoming event and to showing support for our developers. And with that, I am out of here. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much. I love you. Mwah. Mwah, mwah, mwah. All right, I will talk to you later. And yesterday I didn't end my stream. Today I will actually end the stream. All right, have a great one. Bye.